أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Welcome back to this fourth night for me and ninth night for you. It's been a pleasure to have you all and to give me this great opportunity to serve the Majlis of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein and to come and meet you, inshallah. It's very blessing for me. I'm honored for this opportunity. Jazakumullah khair. And we would like to continue the theme that we started with a few nights ago, which is we were concerned about one part of an ayah from Surah Al-Baqarah and ayah number 217. And that part that we said, and I keep repeating this every night, it's وَلَا يَزَالُونَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ حَتَّى يَرُدُّوكُمْ عَنْ دِينِكُمْ إِنِ اسْتَطَاعُوا. They will not stop fighting you. Okay, and we said those people who they refers to those satanic organizations. Okay, these materialistic people that they have no regards to human culture, they have no regards to human sanctities or religions. They just want to deliver their own schemes, their own projects, their own plan. And once we analyze this plan and we come to the conclusion that this plan is purely based on financial benefits, power, authority, that's what they want. Based on greed, okay? So it's not based on everybody gets their equal rights, no. They want to take more and more. They want to control the resources, natural resources and lands of the universe. And this has started long time in the history. And one vivid example is what we see in today's modern history. Or even, let's say, in the ages of colonization, the European colonization of Africa, okay? The slave trades between Africa and North America, and how they dealt with the native people, the Red Indians of America and Canada, okay? They have enslaved them, they have, massacred them. Even here, the Aboriginals of Australia, and we all know the story. We don't need to go through details. So these people who have used, the same people who have developed nuclear weapons, bombs, they're the same people who have used, they're the only people in the whole universe who have used nuclear bombs. I ask you a question, who are they? Do you know? Anyone knows? Huh? Who are they? Who used a nuclear bomb? America. Well done. Where? Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's the only time nuclear bomb was used. By whom? Don't forget, by the Americans. Okay? The so-called, Western sort of values and civilization, and that's when they used it. And they know this is very dangerous weapon to use. It will have long-term effects on people, not just at the time of bombing. Long-term, after that, it will continue for even centuries. So they're the same people who have who developed and used nuclear weapons. Same people are coming now telling the world, nobody should have it. And they put themselves as the police of the world. Who gave you that right? Who actually gave the right of, sorry, this is not my topic for tonight, but I just went through on a tangent. But who gave the Americans and the rest of these 5 nations, the world have United Nations, right? People sit down but they can sit down and discuss. But then if they want to implement something, they pass on resolution through another entity called the United Nations Security Council. that has the authority. No, the United Nations Security Council has many members, and they're all temporary, meaning they come after a certain time, they change. It just rotates around many people around the world, many countries. But then there are 5 people there, 5 countries, they have permanent residency there. They always be there, nobody can change them. And they always have the right of veto, they call it. Do you know the right of veto? You understand veto? Okay, for those of you who don't understand veto, it means if you make a decision and they make the votes, and okay, let's say the votes win, 99% win. And it's only one country out of those 5 countries, if they say, I reject this, I object it, that's it. This resolution will not pass. It will be just waste of time. That's it, it will sit aside. How many times the United Nations resolutions were issued? Go back, just Google it. Google it and you'll see, list so many times. They passed resolutions demanding Israel to withdraw this. I'm not talking about just now in the last year. I'm talking about maybe the last 25 years. Go back from 1988 all the way. See how many resolutions have been ignored by Israel. Okay? So many times they ask him, go back to the borders of 1967 borders that we agreed upon. But Israel ignored that. And they continued to do what? To demolish Palestinian homes, kick them out of the land. They build their own Jewish settlement, and they say, this area is only for Jews. No Arabs are allowed in here. Okay? This is illegal. And even under international law, it's illegal. But nobody can enforce it. Why? Because Israel is backed by America, France, UK, all of European countries. Okay? So nobody can say anything. They will pass resolutions. They will abstain from voting, veto. It will just go away because nobody will enforce it. Nobody can. So that's how we are governed now. But these 5, who are these 5? America, United Kingdom, France, and who else? Russia and China. That's it. Those people, they have the say, the final say. So is that really democratic election? No, it's not. It's just a name. Okay? But if it's really based on votes, okay. No one should have the veto right. So that's why I said today's standards are different. Okay? It's the same being throughout the history, but it's a different way of under different titles, they rename it, but it's in fact the bottom line is the same thing. Before it used to be straight dictatorship. No, I have the right, like Pharaoh. You know the Pharaoh at the time of Moses? He was the Pharaoh. It's either my way or the highway. You can't do it anywhere. It's whatever I say. Saddam Hussein in Iraq, he used to be the dictator. It's my way. Which one is it? Taliban in Afghanistan? They say it's my way or no way. That's it. You die. When ISIS came, they invaded. Obviously, ISIS was a US/Israeli made. They came, they killed so many people. They say, if you don't convert to Islam, we will kill you. Okay? Or you pay us jizya, as if, we discussed jizya a few nights ago. But they misuse it. Why? Because that's their goal. They were created to serve this purpose, to give a bad image on Islam. That's what they want to do. And then they can market this. Look at the Muslims. They're barbaric people, criminals. That's what they want us to look bad in front of people. I ask you a question. Where is ISIS now from what's happening in Palestine? Where is ISIS? Do they say they are the Islamic State and they fight the oppression and they fight against, the non-believers? Where are you now? Go and fight. Go and fight Israel. Go and fight America. You don't hear nothing. They're gone. This tells you and proves, is a clear demonstration that ISIS is a US and Israeli made. Full stop. Nobody can argue this. Am I just claiming this? No. I have evidence. Okay. Donald Trump Wallahi al-azim, this is not my topic for tonight, but I just went on tangent and I can't finish until I finish this. Okay, so Donald Trump, may Allah curse him, he said in an interview when he was last election, when he was talking about, what's her name? Hillary Clinton, okay? The Democratic, what do you call it, candidate at that time. He said, Hillary Clinton created ISIS. And even Obama, he said, they are the founder of ISIS. Specifically Hillary Clinton, because she was at his time. He said, she founded ISIS. And he was right. He was absolutely correct. A word of truth came out of a pig. Sorry to say this word. A word of truth came out of the devil mouth. He is right. You know why? Because there's another interview with Hillary Clinton. Please Google it if you have time. Google it, you'll see it. There's an interview with Hillary Clinton by a US channel or something. And they asked, during the conversation, this just popped up, maybe unintentionally. She said, look, those people who we have created and armed and funded to fight the Soviet Union in Afghanistan and other countries, then she's talking about who? Yeah, ISIS, but at the time they used to be called something else. Al-Mujahideen, Ahsan, okay? They call them the Mujahideen. So then they turned into back this, they call them Al-Qaeda later on. And so those people who we funded and we armed to fight the Soviet Union, we just, after they have fulfilled that mission, we just left them. We left them and said, okay, you go. And they had all this army and they had all these weapons and money and power. Then we just left them because we didn't care. Because whatever they do, they will destroy Islam. They say, that's good. That's what we want to do. So she is confessing that she is the one behind this. So we're not making this up. This is truth. But sometimes the truth, it needs some time to come up, okay? Let's get back to this. Sorry about that. I took you on a different route. Okay. So this ayah says, they will never stop fighting you. Indeed. Always. They will always fight you. All the time. Because we have strong belief in our faith. Until they turn you away from your religion. If they can. Now, we discussed yesterday. We said one of the ways they want to turn you away from your religion is to cast doubts in your heart. Okay? They don't want people who have strong faith in their religion. They want weak people. They want people to follow them. Whatever they tell us, we follow. Maybe we resist at the beginning, and after that we say, look, we're overpowered. This is too much for us. We can't face this. They are, the superpower of the world. Let's just give in to them. That's what they want. They want this. They want to instill this weakness and submission spirit in us. But who is the one, I ask you a question, please answer me, and I need some loud voice on this. Who is the one who have revived Islam and told us to resist against oppression and tyrant? Who is that person whom we are commemorating every Muharram? Who is that person? Imam Hussein, Jazakumullah. So Imam Hussein, that's why you're coming here. You're coming here, you're learning this lesson from Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We learn this lesson that he is the one that's telling us, although Yazid was more powerful than him in terms of the army, like 70,000 people, and he has only 70 people. How is that even compared? No way on earth he's going to win that battle. It's just a common sense. And Imam Hussein, he is a reasonable person. He's not, a person who doesn't have reasoning. He can see this. So that's why he says, إِنِّي لَا أَرَى الْمَوْتِ إِلَّا سَعَادَةً. I don't see death except what? Happiness. وَالْحَيَاةِ مَعَ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا شِقَاءً وَبَرَمًا. And life with those tyrants, those dictators, except what? شِقَاءً وَبَرَمًا. It's like a boring life. It's a life of humiliation. I don't want to be living in a humiliated way. That's why he said, hayhat minna dhilla. What's hayhat minna dhilla? Meaning, dhilla, the humiliation, when you want to humiliate Muslims, is away from us. We are free from humiliation. And this should be our shi'ar as well. This is our flag. Hayhat minna dhilla. We will never allow these people to achieve their goals in turning us into just empty cups. They want empty cups. That's what they want. They want to empty you from all this content of religion, of values, of culture, of everything. Because when you are empty cup, they can fill you up with whatever they want. Okay? That's what they want. So we should not allow them to achieve their goal. And this, you'll find it in many ways, as we discussed last night. Maybe through physical confrontation, what's happening in Palestine, for example, and military confrontation, sometimes through the media, sometimes through social media, sometimes through schools, and we've been through that. I'll just go very quickly over it again, just for the sake of reminding. So we said those words, big terms, democracy, the Western civilization, they talk about this and they boast about it. We have democracy, liberty, freedom of expression, freedom of religion, freedom of belief. We have, what else? Maybe you can help me. Other big terms that they use. What else? Rights of women, children's rights. Huh? What else? Somebody said something. Okay. Huh? Yeah. So, equality, we want equality. We want the rule of the law. Okay, where is the rule of the law? Freedom, economic prosperity, accountability, all these big terms. But in reality, zero. They can step on all of these when it comes to, if you remember, when was it? 2003. Was it 2003? Yes. When the war against Iraq, against Saddam, look, everybody agrees Saddam was bad. We're not saying he's good. He's dictator. And he was made and supported by Americans. He was armed by Americans to fight the Islamic Republic of Iran. Now, at that time, when they wanted to say, look, this guy is no longer working for us and he's getting weak. And apparently at that time, and I know from Iraq, Saddam at that time was getting weak. Honestly, he was getting weak. And they say, look, maybe anything could happen and the Shiite will topple that government and it will take over. What happens if they take over? The Shia and then Iran will be alliance with them. Syria, Lebanon, they say the crescent, the Shia crescent, Al-Hilal al-Shi'i, okay? And they say, this is dangerous. On whom? On whom dangerous? Huh? Ahsantum. So Jazakumullah khair. Dangerous on Israel because Iran will be arming and, facilitating and training all of these to go all the way to Israel. We're not going to allow this to happen. So we have to step in and we have to do it now, like within a few months. So they started their big campaign. Saddam has weapons of mass destruction. They said, okay, show us the evidence. They went to United Nations again. They show the evidence. There's no evidence. All they showed, those of you who are old or they remember, all they showed, Saddam had the facility to create weapons of mass destruction. That's right. But at the time, he had zero weapons of mass destruction. I'm not defending Saddam, but I'm just giving the facts. These are not my words. These are the words of the International Organization for Non-Proliferation Treaty, they call it. The ones who, inspectors from the nuclear inspectors of the international organization, they were there at the time inspecting these sites. And they say there are no evidence whatsoever. They had the facility, but there are no evidence that they actually producing. And he said, we don't have anything. And they put permanent cameras there, nobody allowed to touch. And they will film directly, similar to what they do to Iran now, exactly. They're telling Iran, you have a nuclear program, you want to attack Israel. Iran says, no, we have fatwa from Imam al-Khamenei. This is haram. We can't do it. It's purely peaceful. And they say, no, no, no. You have bad intentions. The ones who used nuclear weapon, they telling us we don't have nuclear weapon, only peaceful. And the inspectors are there confirming this. They say, no, no, no. You have, and they put sanctions. Why? They want to weaken them. They want to weaken us. We don't let them do that. So, after a while, they say, okay, you have no real proof. So they couldn't get United Nations resolution from Security Council to allow them to bomb Iraq or invade Iraq. What they did, they say, okay, you go. We'll just do it, unilaterally. They just did it by themselves. America, with the help of, unfortunately, John Howard at the time, and Tony Blair from UK at the time, and other countries, they went and invaded Iraq. Okay? And look at how many millions of people they have killed there. What is the weapons? They turn out to be not weapons, as someone says, not weapons of mass destruction, weapons of mass disappearance, because they never found them. Never found them. So that's what, big lies. That's what I said. At the bottom line, if it comes to them, John Howard here, many people, they went and they massive demonstrations on the street. I think that was the biggest ever in Australian history, demonstrations and protests against the war. According to, the statistics, they say that's the biggest ever at all. Did they ever listen to them? Say, look, you have the right to protest, but at the end of the day, we do what is right. Whatever we think is right. Do you have the evidence? No, we don't have the evidence. There is no evidence. We can't show you the evidence. One of the sheikh here, he was very good scholar, mu'min, believer. He was working with the youth, and you know who I'm talking about, okay? In one of the Islamic centers in the eastern suburbs, not eastern suburbs, sorry, inner west suburbs, okay? Very well known. He's working with his community because they saw him very active. They say, look, you are a danger, a national threat to the Australian national security. What? We have evidence against you. Okay, let's go to the court. They went to the court. Where is the evidence? I'm sorry, I can't show you the evidence. It's too sensitive. We can't show you. But we have evidence that you are a threat. You are a terrorist. Okay, so what do? We can reappeal. Appeal after appeal after appeal. After that, they come to a stage, they say, now you must leave Australia within 30 days. That's it. And you will never come back here again. Your family, yes, they can stay. But you cannot be here. Why? Because we have the evidence. Okay, where is the evidence? We can't show you. It's intelligence, highly intelligence. So where is the freedom of expression? Where is the rule of the law? Yeah? Where is all these big names? Liberty and transparency and accountability. It's gone under the carpet because it doesn't serve our purpose. So that's what I mean. Don't get taken by these, don't be deceived by these names. Just look at the actions. We talked about how they use the biased media against Muslims, attempt to transform Muslim identity. We talked about lack of regard for Muslim culture. They attack Islam all the time, attack the Quran, they want to burn the Quran, they attack all our values. And they favor the minorities, individuals, on the expense of the majority, which is not right. We also talked about how they lie in the news, about the infant babies were massacred and beheading. We talked about the deception, okay, about from our Sunni circle, Muslim circle, how they deceive people about on the day of Ashura, we should be celebrating. It's a happy occasion, should be fasting. It should be a family fun day. And this is the day that God saved Prophet Nuh, God saved Prophet Musa, and I don't know who else. Okay, they go back thousands and thousands of years, but they don't go to the nearest one to them, the closest one to them, the most relevant prophet to them, who is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wa alihi. When he said, we discussed this last night, he said to them, قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. I don't need anything from you, no reward, nothing. I just want you to practice mawadda for my Ahl al-Bayt, love and affection. And we said the way to practice it is to feel happy when they're happy occasions, and feel sad during their sad occasions. Okay? And they promote through uh, the movies, if you have seen, very smart, through cartoons, through movies, they promote all these, filthy ideas, poison they put poison into the honey. For example, they promote alcohol and smoking. They don't tell you it is good in the movie, they don't say that. But the way they show it, the video, and how they show the video, how he's drinking, as if they want to invite you to drink, as if it's something seen as good, okay? And we call him the hero of the movie, the bottle film, okay? He was like, when he's upset, and they show him he take cigarettes or something, they teach kids, I mean, it's okay to do that. They don't say it, but it's a very sneaky way, okay? Because you are so emotional with that model, with that person, so you take everything. You think this is good, I should do it. It looks good. And also, they promote you, like I said, gender identity, all these stuff. They want to confuse us. So we say the Islamic concept of freedom is very simple. Islamic opportunity, it's an opportunity Allah gives us. Okay, it's an opportunity to embark on a correct path that benefits life. That's it. I give you opportunity to take that path, okay, that benefits life. Otherwise, anything that corrupts the life, Allah will punish you for it. Now, and we discussed, complete freedom is wrong. It has to be limited by regulations. And what they say, look, one of the ways they want to influence us, they say, you work really hard, okay, this is the capitalist system, right? They say, you work hard, that's your money. Whatever left over, after you pay your taxes and everything, that's your money. Keep it for yourself. Keep the capital. Keep building the capital, okay? Because they're capitalist. Keep building the capital, and that's it. Don't give it to anyone else. Charity, no. Only if I give charity, if I can get some tax incentives, or I can promote my business, or I can, yes. But if I just give charity for the sake of charity, no. This is because you are losing. And for example, in Afghanistan, I know for a fact, because I have connections with the people from the organization of Al-Ain, charity organization, and this is facts. I can tell you these facts, that the sheikh who was responsible for this, he says one of the poorest country in the entire world, I can tell you for sure, guarantee, is Afghanistan. There are some people there who are living in just horrible, horrible conditions. Living like they don't even have house. They just live in a cave carved out of the mountain somehow, in the rock, okay? And maybe you'll find a lady, he said, I found a lady who living there, and then she had this little kids, little toddlers. She had nothing to feed them. She lives like on maybe less than $1 a day, okay? And mainly just from donations. And then when he went a trip to Iraq and he went back in after like a year or so, they told him she was sick and she died. And those kids, I don't know where they went. Okay, they had no one to look after them. So these people, they deserve, some people, one of the sheikh there who actually from the organization of Al-Ain, he says, honestly, Sheikh, Dr. Ali was actually talking about this. He says, I feel I don't feel comfortable eating my meal because there are people I know, they don't have this meal in Afghanistan. So they deserve to be what? I know, like you need to buy the next, I don't know, the next mobile phone or the next iPad. Sorry, I've got iPad here. But you want to upgrade your car to the next model, okay? Or maybe buy new clothes because, But look at these people. They are struggling to find food just to survive. So we have to have sympathy for those people. If you know someone in your country or in your relatives, in your friends somewhere that you know they are in need of help, you go and help them. If you don't trust any association or any organization, you try to somehow, through trusted network, you make sure that money goes to them directly. You can even count that as part of your khums, but there's a way to do it. You can ask your marja. Okay? I need some salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. see how much time I have. Already 30 minutes. So I have to finish very soon. I didn't get to go through my presentation. So they tell you, keep your money and don't spend it on the needy people. You're free. But again, when we say common sense, there are thinking about common sense. What is common sense? I looked it up. Common sense is defined as the ability to make judgment in everyday situations without needing specialized knowledge. You don't have to be an expert to make a common sense judgment. It's common sense. Everybody agrees on it. Like somebody needs help. He is poor. It's your common. Leave religion aside. Leave everything aside. It's common sense. You see an old lady trying to cross the road, and she needs help. You go and help her. It's part of being human. That's what common sense is. Okay? It's everybody says this is a good thing to do, but even the common sense, they want to corrupt it. Even our common sense. One of the things, the main thing about common sense is what? Is our gender identity. You're a male and there's a female. Even that, they want to corrupt it. They go to school. There is a school in, it's been reported in southwestern Sydney, suburbs, okay? A school, public school, they brought something like a brochure or something. I don't know where they got it from some weird sheikh or scholar. He called himself a scholar from like Canada or America, who have written a brochure to prove that it is okay for a Muslim to be homosexual. Believe it or not. And they give these pamphlets to little kids. I have seriously, we lodged a complaint about that. And it's seriously, it's mind-boggling. Like, what are you doing to these little kids? What are you, please guys, if you have little kids in a public school, go and speak to the principals and find out what are they teaching your kids. Okay? What are they teaching your kids? And your kids should come and tell you. And then if this happens, then you're out of that lesson. Okay? To be exempted. There is another law that it's always been pushed in Parliament, in the New South Wales Parliament. They passed it already in Victoria. Okay, please pay attention. This is so important. In Victoria, they passed that law. In New South Wales, they tried, but we've been fighting really hard with other Muslim groups and Sunni groups and also Christians and Catholics. Alhamdulillah, we're working together. And through another organization that we have established called the MCCA, which is the Muslim Shia Council of Australia. This has organizations, more than 30 organizations around Australia, purely Shia. And we are working together with other organizations, okay, against this law. They want to pass this law in New South Wales. And every time they bring it up to the Parliament, and we have been putting a lot of pressure, sending a lot of emails and letters to the local MPs to delay this or to reject it. So every time they delay it. It's been delayed now 3 times already in the New South Wales Parliament. What is that law? And maybe I'll just give you that and I will finish for tonight. And I'm sorry. I really didn't get to go through my main topic. Please sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala ali. Welcome, Sayyidina. Ahsantum. I'm sorry. So what that law is in Victoria, the law in Victoria, they say if you have a parent, if you're a parent and you have a child, okay, and somehow through their teachings within the school, they come to the child and say, look, are you feeling towards, you have feelings towards male or female? I'm telling you, this is public school, not high school, like primary school. They tell them, little children, they say, or they show them stories, or they come with men dressed up as women with high heels, and God knows what they're wearing. I can't say this is, we are sitting in a member, okay? And all these different colors, and they come and promote to them gender equality and gender liquidity, homosexuality, or they tell them, sorry about saying these words, but this is so important. We have to know this stuff. And they tell them, it is okay. If you have feelings towards a boy and you are a boy, it's okay. It's not bad. That's just normal. That's natural. Okay? Or if you're a girl and you have, inclination towards a girl, that's okay. You can do that. And then you can actually change your sex. You can go and have operation. They change you. You become a woman. Like seriously, what are you teaching these little kids? Through this, listen. Through this, if your child, they confuse their mind and they come to you and they say, "Dad, I think I want to change my gender. I want to become a girl, or I want to become a boy. A boy, they want to become a girl. They change their gender." You cannot say no. In Victoria, right now, you can't say no. The law was passed through Parliament, and people didn't know about that. Through many complaints, and they went through so many things. I think they've allowed some exemptions for now for some Catholics and Muslims to allow them to preach against it if they want to. They've allowed some exemptions in some very conditions, many conditions. So they say you cannot take your child even to a sheikh and tell him, talk to this child, please, trying to correct him. You can't. They will lock you up a maximum of 10 years. I don't know how many years. Sorry, there's like, I'm getting mixed up between how many years and also the money, like heavy fines. So, and they just left it very vague. Anybody cannot interfere with that. How can you accept that? So again, this is a fight. We all have to stand together. We all have to fight this. This law, they want to debate it again in August next month. So, inshallah, we will be sending a lot of messages to WhatsApp, and inshallah, you'll at least the least amount of things that you expected from you is to spread this message around and get people to send emails to the local MPs to put pressure on them to say, I'm not happy for this, I'm not voting for you next time. Okay? So that's how a Muslim community should work together in solidarity, to stand for our rights, to stand against tyrants, to stand against those evil schemes and plans to change our identities. Okay? And we take from this example from Imam Hussein alayhi salam, how he stood up and he said, I'm willing to rise against Yazid, even though I don't have the means. I only have very few people. But even if I die, I'm willing to die for this cause. Why? Because it's worth it. What is the goal of Imam Hussein? Not just to say, I want to topple that government, I want to change it. He can't do it. He said, I don't want to give that government legitimacy, Islamic legitimacy, to say, okay, you are the leader and I pledge allegiance to you. No way on earth. What did he say? Inshallah, I'll end with this. I'm so sorry to take a long time. He said to the Walid, to the Wali of Yazid in Medina, when he asked Imam Hussein to pay allegiance to Yazid, and Marwan ibn al-Hakam, he said to him, this is better for you, خير لك في دينك ودنياك. Imagine, Marwan ibn al-Hasan, طريد Rasulullah, Rasulullah, he kicked him out of Medina. He was telling Imam Hussein, taklif al-shar'i, he was telling him, you should pay allegiance to Yazid because it's better for your life, for this dunya, and for your akhirah. Imagine how the audacity. He was telling him, Imam Hussein, he said, رجل فاسق فاجر معلن بالفجور. I told you last night, he was publicly committing sins, drinking alcohol. He was a fornicator. He killed so many people in Medina. And there are things that he did in Medina I cannot say on this member. Okay? He did so many evil things. Those people, he said, Salamullah alayka ya Aba Abdullah. He said, وَمِثْلِي لَا يُبَايِعُ مِثْلَهِ. He said, the likes of me will not pledge allegiance to likes of him. There's two important things about this. He's not talking about, he said, me and him. This is not even about that even. He said, even the person likes me. Who? He said, a person with that quality who sees Imam as their role model, like us. This is a message, a continuous message. People like Imam Hussein, like we follow Imam Hussein, they say, these my Shia, my followers, will never even pay allegiance to any tyrant like Yazid. Yeah? So this is, we should learn from it. Another point is to say, وَمِثْلِي لَا يُبَايِعُ مِثْلَهِ is what? It's not even somebody like me, I said. It's even some, I lost that point now. I forgot about this. I think I might have to finish. I'm taking a long time. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah, I'll see you tomorrow and the final light. نسأل الله القبول إن شاء الله بحق محمد وآل محمد. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد. I'm so sorry.